The cross-country course at Richland Park has always been known for its challenging questions and cornfield-lined galloping lanes. This year, course designer Ian Stark has made some changes and additions to keep horses and riders honest and on their toes. The course at Richland Park is a unique venue in its winding tracks through dense trees which open up into luxurious galloping lanes. With 340 acres on the Wilmarth's farm, Ian enjoys the flexibility he has each year in designing different tracks. This year, horses and riders in the Addequan USEA Gold Cup CIC 3-star division will start off over some inviting fences encouraging a good forward ride before moving to more technical questions. Fences 5A and B, a ditch and hanging brush, to a narrower brush fence, are the first of the more challenging questions on course.
So here we are at fence 5, which is the first sort of major question on the course. Some of the problems is you're going from light to dark, there's the shadows, the trees, so horses can be a little bit spooked doing that. And then they've got this pretty big ditch, hanging brush, and then a big drop on the landing side. I'd hope that the riders will be attacking this and that the horses will jump way out here. Then they'll get a fairly attacking 3 strides to this skinny brush, and they'd probably be quite a long way off it. Again, it's a downhill landing, so they're going to get a second into space feeling big drop in a row. If they have a bit of a hiccup jump over the first one, the riders can sit up and wait for 4 strides. They'll get in closer and then there'll be a quieter pop over this. But it's time wasting, and at the end of the day, we're looking for the fastest cross country.
After completing the first combination successfully, riders will enjoy a long gallop through the woods and up to fence 6, another flower box. Another gallop through a tree tunnel ends with the roar of spectators and one of the most popular complexes on course. Fences 7A, B, and C attract plenty of attention, but will require the utmost focus of horse and rider to stay straight and accurate.
So the first of 2 waters at fence 7. It's a fairly friendly jump in, but it's a big jump in. The problem here is if the riders go too slowly, the horses are going to be looking down into the hole at the water. You expect them to get a big jump over this first element, and then if they're going fast, they should get 4 up to the corn on the top of the island. If they get 4, then the chances are they're going to balloon that fence. I suppose the worry for the riders is on 4 strides, if they pick up from away back here, they're going to land almost in the water at the other side. So some riders will, because of the distance here, will really attack the 4 strides to try and get close to the corn, and others will come in short and bounce in and get 5 strides in. The idea is to get close to the corn and land up here, especially considering this C element is a very acute angled brush. So if they jump the corn and land away down here, they're going to be pecking on their heads, being unbalanced, and then there's a huge risk of running straight past this angled brush. And we've deliberately cut the brush on the angle drifting left so that it's lower at the left, higher at the right. We're pushing the riders and the horses out. So we're sort of inviting 20 penalties here, but the clever riders, so hopefully there won't be too much trouble.
Successful combinations will be propelled by accolades back into a canopy, where they'll find fence 8, a rounded hay table called the turkey feeder, which will lead back into the open, where they'll gallop alongside the corn stalks. A left turn will bring them back into the foliage, and to fences 9 and 10 A, B, C, the woodland rails and the sunken road.
So the sunken road at fence 9 here, 9 and 10 actually, there's 4 elements to this fence. And the biggest problem for me is going to be the last element, the C of number 10, in that it's on an angle and the horses could easily run past it. So because of that angle, I would expect the riders to be very much on the right hand side of number 9 here. And then they land and bounce, staying straight as they bounce down into the sunken road. And it's only once they get down here to take their 1 stride that the riders should be aiming and looking for the skinny brush of the last element. One stride in the bottom, one stride in the top, and just stay on the line. Anyone that tries to be too clever, hang to the left of the first element and jump on a straight line, is opening up the risk of a run out to the right. So it's all about presentation to the first element, and really it should ride like a gymnastic exercise, but I think we might see some different looking shapes throughout the day.
Briefly returning to view for onlookers at the first water complex, more tree-lined track awaits before fence 11, the Amish Dray. Fences 12A and B, like many of the questions on course, will require forward and extremely straight riding. Fence 13, the Triple Brush, provides a slight rest with a bit of a gallop before and after, before collecting into a nice bouncy canter for the coffin at 14 ABC.
So fence 14 ABC is the coffin fence, probably one of the most technically difficult fences to jump on an event course. And here we've got these trees in here, but these trees are for the younger horses in the advanced class and the Pan Am selection class. And so for the CCI 3-star, these will come out, and suddenly, for the young horses, they wouldn't be able to see the ditch, but for the big boys, on the approach, they'll be able to look through the fence and see the ditch. So it'll make the riders ride the fence a little bit more balanced and a little bit slower. Where the trees are in, it was encouraging a bit of speed and riding fast and flat. And for this fence, you need a short, bouncy coffin type canter, so that the horse can give a nice round jump over the first rails, take a nice one stride down the bank, and then over the ditch, and then it's a moving 2 strides back up and over this skinny. And because of the rise out there, and they're going to be a little bit off this fence, it's a big fence. It's nice artificial brush on the top, and that actually gets the horse's eye up a little bit and makes him jump it bigger. But it should be a nice feel here, but taking the trees out of the first element makes it considerably more difficult.
With some more space to open up, riders head to the backfield where they'll find fences 15 and 16 in yet another wooded alcove. Heading further into the backfield, horses should enjoy another opportunity to open up their step while still paying attention to the oxer at 17. But they'll need to conserve energy for fences 18A, B, and C, a chunky combination before turning for the final quarter of the course.
The temptation is for the riders to come in going steady, 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 but if they do that, they're going to completely muck up the distance to the second and third element here. So for me, they've got to use the turn into the fence and keep the pace coming, get a nice big jump over the brush. So they've got to risk being quite so accurate and be a little bit bolder to get the 4 strides to this big square table. And what they don't want to be doing is coming in steady and end up on 4.5 strides. So they need to be attacking, get another lovely big jump, and then another 4 strides.
The Trakehner at 19 should keep tiring horses coming forward before heading to 20, a narrow table that opens up to the second water complex. Fence 21 is a big brush drop into water and out over a nice round resident of the pond. By fence 22, the Palisade Ditch, horses and riders can smell home. Over another raised roll top at 23, and the always popular Bill's Bar at 24 will bring riders through the finish flags and ready for a bundle of carrots and a cold drink. Be sure to catch all of the exciting cross-country action right here on USEventing.com.